Hello, and thank you for this opportunity to present WorkSafe's 2017-18 half-yearly results. Overall, the news is positive. We are in a sound financial position. The number of workplace injuries in Victoria continues to fall, and we are on track to meet most of our end-of-year targets. Of course, there are challenges we need to address, some of which I'll touch on shortly. I am confident that with WorkSafe 2030 and our focus for this year, we are heading in the right direction to continue to deliver good results in the future. We measure our mid-year performance through three scheme indicators: healthy and safe, recovery, and value. First, let's see how we're tracking against the healthy and safe measure. Claims per million hours worked have decreased by 1.9% since the start of the financial year. This is great news, and it means that Victorian workplaces continue to be safer than they've ever been. It also continues the trend over the past few years of achieving new record lows in workplace injuries. While injuries from manual handling have continued to decrease, claims from the construction industry are on the rise. In some respects, this is unsurprising given the growth in large infrastructure projects and construction generally in Melbourne and across the state. So we are working with our stakeholders to provide information on improving health and safety in this industry. We are also continuing to see mental injury claims increasing across all industries. In the first half of this financial year, there were 1,544 accepted mental injury claims. This is a critical area we are targeting in our WorkSafe 2030 strategy. As usual, our inspectors have been super busy over the past 6 months, conducting 24,344 workplace visits. This is 7% more visits than the same time last year and 9% above target, which is fantastic. While this is a positive result, it is tempered by the news that 12 people lost their lives in Victorian workplaces from July to December. This highlights why the work we do has never been more important and why we must continue to strive, along with employers and workers, to keep workplaces as safe and healthy as possible. In recovery, one of our key measures is the percentage of people who return to work within 6 months. Our mid-year result was steady, with 76.9% of Victorian workers returning within 6 months. Our end-of-year target is 76.79%. 53.71% of workers with a mental injury returned within 6 months, compared to 80.21% of workers with a physical injury. Again, this highlights the complex nature of mental health issues, and we continue to work closely with our agents to implement the right support and care. Visits from our Return to Work Inspectorate are on track, while the number of claim interventions is slightly down at the end of December. We are confident we can meet our June target as both the Return to Work Inspectorate and our agents continue to deliver positive outcomes for injured Victorian workers. It is crucial that we provide a professional, helpful service and effective guidance materials to Victorian workplaces. The value measure tracks the way we interact and provide guidance to employers and workers through our agents, the inspectorate, and advisory teams. Importantly, our service to workers and employers remains steady at over 80%. And as you can see, this has only reduced marginally from the June 2017 result. The value measure also tracks our financial position, and at the halfway point we are in sound shape. We posted a net result after tax of $517 million, which was above budget and partly driven by solid returns on investments. Our funding ratio was strong at 125%, but our performance from insurance operations was $10 million, $84 million lower than budget. The key reason for this was an actuarial increase of $100 million. This was mainly driven by an increase in weekly benefit payments. In short, there are more long-term injured workers needing their weekly benefits for longer periods of time. There are initiatives underway to address this, including working with long-term injured workers to better support their recovery. Having sound financial results are important, but what really matters is what we do every day. So I would like to finish by highlighting an example of an outstanding service in the first half of the financial year. In December, when a car drove into pedestrians outside Flinders Street Station, 19 people were injured and 11 claims were lodged with WorkSafe. Our insurance team coordinated the WorkSafe response and applied the lessons learnt from the Bourke Street tragedy to work closely with our agents, the TAC and other agencies. This meant we were able to provide those affected with the support and care they needed as soon as possible. This is a perfect example of how by working together we continue to make a difference to the lives of injured Victorians. To our valued stakeholders, I'd like to thank you for your ongoing support and shared commitment to safe and healthy workplaces. Have a good day.